Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Pinhole Quilting.
We're back.
We're back. We're back. Pete in the background, behind the camera, me in front of the camera. We're back at our Pershore Pinhole Quilting showroom. It's lovely. It's lovely to be back, but we have so enjoyed our, I'm going to say sojourn. I learnt the word sojourn when I studied Keats at school way back, a long time ago now. I won't say how many years. For my O-levels, pre-GCSE, that probably dates it. And it was a lovely time up in Scotland, and we did have lovely weather. There was, as always, a little grey cloud with a little bit of rain situated over the bit that says, "Welcome to Scotland." But we got past that, and we had a lovely time with our customer whose installation we were doing, and the other customers that we saw up in Scotland while we were there. And we even had time for a little bit of R&R. I know that those customers who've been emailing us backwards and forwards and on Facebook say, "Have you had some time out?" They always seem very concerned about our time out, because we always seem to be working. I mean, even on our days off, we always seem to manage to get a little bit of time for a few emails and a bit of Facebook. But that's actually just the nature, as anybody who's run their own businesses will understand. Anyway, we did have some time out, and we've had some lovely news in the last... Ooh, that was the wind. That was the breeze, I should say. We've had some lovely news. Are you there, Pete? I've lost Pete. Oh, yeah. Can I announce our news? Yeah, your news.
Of course.
Pete is a granddad for the second time. Yesterday, his daughter Lucy and her husband Mark were delighted to announce the birth of their baby Patrick in Manchester, 6 pounds 10 ounces. Baby Patrick Lawrence, crikey, I don't even know what his name is. Patrick, anyway, Woppet, a lovely name, Woppet, second baby Woppet was born, and apparently mother and baby doing absolutely great, which is wonderful news. And we'll be visiting them tomorrow. So potential cricketer, hopefully cricketer, footballer, or just general all-round good guy, Patrick. And Pete obviously is absolutely delighted to have another grandchild to join baby Emily, who calls Pete Papa Cake. Papa Cake because Pete is, being half Italian, food is a very, very important part of his life. And Emily has seemed to propagate the culinary gene, which is wonderful. So she and Pete bake together, which is a fantastic thing to see. And no doubt I will be doing the photography tomorrow. As some of you will know, Pete and I both do a lot of photography. We specialize in wedding photography, so people is kind of our thing, and I can't wait to get some early photographs of baby Patrick, which will be fantastic. So a bit of joy in our lives as of yesterday, a bit more joy in our lives. So we are delighted about that. It will be wonderful. So, it's been a busy week, to say the least. Congratulations, Jacqueline in Scotland. It was a fantastic day, and she's got this, in fact, our header for our Facebook Live was on arrival at Jacqueline's house, the she shed in the garden with the beautiful, if you remember the screensaver that Windows introduced, I think it was Windows 7, it was a random green hill with a beautiful blue sky. It just looked like that. Green hill, beautiful blue sky, half of Arran in the background up in Scotland. Beautiful view from the she shed, and it was completely empty, so we could build the frame. And we had the place to ourselves as we built her Studio 2 frame with Amara, and it was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So we were there building her shed. Building her shed? No, the shed was already built. We don't specialise in building sheds. That's not an extra that we do. So we were building her Studio 2 frame and putting the Amara on. We did a time lapse of it. So anybody who's been on Facebook, I think you can see that. I'll stick it on YouTube as well. I'm going to make a note. YouTube time lapse, and I'm going to put some music to that as well. Plus music. That is my to-do. with some photos on a blog post. This is my afternoon taken up. Actually, I've got a really important thing to do, which is to finish the little teddy bear that I've been making for baby Emily, so that she doesn't feel hard done by the fact that her parents' entire devotion is not focused on her, because she's now got to have her time split between Patrick and Emily. So I've made a little mohair bear for her, but doesn't have any eyes or ears yet, or a little nose. So that's this afternoon, along with the blog post. Otherwise, tomorrow I'm in trouble. Right. So that is that. Jacqueline is now a handi quilter owner. She had all her training, and it looks like she's going to be going great guns. You'll see it on the blog post anyway. Because the weather was so beautiful, the photography should be great, and we will see. But I'm looking forward to seeing some of Jacqueline's quilts coming off her new Amaro machine, which is just such a beautiful machine. Other things that we did up in Scotland, apart from being able to mountain bike at an amazing castle. What's the name of that castle, Pete?
Drumlanrig Castle.
Drumlanrig.
So we were in South Ayrshire.
Yeah.
The installation was near Kilmarnock, and close to where we were staying is Drumlanrig Castle. So the castle wasn't actually open for visitors at the moment. But
sad.
They had some fantastic trails, so we hired some mountain bikes.
We did. We are not mountain bikers, are we?
We're not.
The last time we went mountain biking, I'd got a dodgy calf muscle because I'd pulled it trying to windsurf. If you remember, I was recovering from that, and or a back injury or just something, because I was injuring myself. And the last time we did that was 7 years ago, but we managed to do it. I took a first aid kit because, like I say, I'm always injuring myself. But it has been incredibly dry in Scotland. We sat on a mossy log and it was dry as a bone, so it was really quite safe. Thankfully, we didn't kill ourselves. And it was beautiful. So we did that on our part day off and recovered in the evening by eating a fantastic 6-course meal. So we managed to recharge with that. And the next day we went off to a very long-standing customer. I think she had her Avante with Pro Stitcher in about, I'm going to say 2013 or 2014. When I was at Cotton Patch, we sold Mary her Avante. And she is a whiz on Pro Stitcher. And we did actually go up and service her machine only back in June, wasn't it, Pete?
May.
Oh, it was May. So we went up and saw Mary again because she'd needed a couple of she wanted to do some online training on Pro Stitcher. And of course, the Pro Stitcher has had a recent update only 2 to 3 weeks ago. 5.35 came out. For those of you on Pro Stitcher, take a note, 5.35 is awesome. And now we're back with broadband. I'm going to do a video, to-do list, video of how to update it. I did it with Mary yesterday on her sim and her tablet and went through all the fantastic new features: triangle skew, border skew, standard skew, quilting space. What is basting function. You know how when you baste down your sides and then you forget to change it back to normal stitch, and you think, when it starts, you think, why is it doing those massive stitches? Pause, oh darn it, you got to unpick, reset your start point to the start of the previous row. Not that I've ever done that like millions of times. You can't do that anymore because it comes up with it. You sure, you idiot, that you wanted to do basting stitch for your quilting design? They've got rid of that. It comes up with a warning. That's a nice feature. What else is there? Anyway, there's some really nice features. Oh, Pro Stitcher Designer. If you upgrade your Pro Stitcher Designer as well on your sim and on your Pro Stitcher tablet, you can seamlessly go between Pro Stitcher and Pro Stitcher Designer, take it into Pro Stitcher Designer, do all your edits that you want to do, and then go send design back to Pro Stitcher, and then you can stitch it out. It is fantastic. It is everything that I always wanted to do. And if I was a customer, I'd be using it like every day, just using it and playing with it. So if you want to do that, then you really do need to upgrade your software, update your software to 5.35. So I did that with Mary. She is I'm going to tell you now, because once you get past 80, you do tend to tell people your age. So Mary's 88, and she is one of the smartest cookies that you could ever meet. She's the only customer, I'm going to tell you, Mary, I hope you don't mind people knowing this, but she's the only customer that has a book this thick that's got 501 Latin verbs on her bookshelf, but she is a classicist. So when she retired, she did study Latin and Greek degree at the Open University. So, you know, if you want to relax in your retirement and do a degree in Latin and Greek, Mary, have a chat with her, because that's what she did. So Mary and I went through various things, and it is really, really cool, Pro Stitcher 535. And we did a whole load of things on Pro Stitcher, and it's the business. Pro Stitcher Lite will be coming out later this year in the UK. It's going to be out earlier in the States. I know it's slightly frustrating, but of course there are all the electromagnetic compatibility things in Europe, and although those things sort of don't quite apply in the same way anymore, they sort of still do. So we will need to wait probably till later in the year, maybe early 2022, I think.
Yeah, the end of this year is the latest forecast. So Pro Stitcher Lite.
Lite, L-I-T-E. Sorry about that.
You need to explain what it's for.
Yeah. Can I just grab my coffee a second, because I just need to get a bit more.
You have an assistant that can help you with this.
Oh yeah. This is my coffee decaf. I'm on decaf now.
So I see we have nice. MK joining us this morning from Florida. Morning, MK.
Now, MK knows a lot more about Pro Stitcher than I do, but I'm sure, MK, you will agree with me that there are some fabulous features on Pro Stitcher, and you know more about those things than I do. And in fact, Mary mentioned you, MK, in our conversation yesterday. So Mary is a big fan of yours in terms of the little hints and tips. And MK, I don't know whether you've got any 88-year-old Pro Stitcher users, but Mary up in Scotland is certainly absolutely on the ball with Pro Stitcher. So Pro Stitcher Lite will be a version of Pro Stitcher. It'll look very similar to Pro Stitcher. It will have some reduced functionality only insofar as the number of designs that you will have will be more limited.
First question in on Pro Stitcher Lite, will it be available for all stand-up machines?
Gosh, you know, I know somebody's going to ask me more questions about it. Whoops, shouldn't be touching my mic. What happened was the retailer training that I watched, but you haven't yet watched, Pete. Okay.
No.
So because of the time difference, which is 6 or 7 hours, I was a bit sleepy, okay? And it came in as now you can watch it the day we left for Scotland. So I'm going to have to review my notes on that. All I'm going to say right now, unless MK can answer that, is that Pro Stitcher Lite will be available on Moxie and Simply as a carriage that fits into the existing carriage, as a motorized carriage that has slightly different motors from the existing Pro Stitcher carriage, which is a completely new carriage. So when you buy Pro Stitcher at the moment, you get to have a free motion carriage that comes with your machine. You don't use that free motion carriage. When you purchase Pro Stitcher, you get a brand new carriage which has inbuilt within it all of the motors, which are quite powerful. When you buy Pro Stitcher Lite, you will keep your carriage and you will put in it a motorized section, okay? You will also get a tablet. It is slightly smaller tablet than the Pro Stitcher tablet that we get currently. I think it's 10 inches or 11 inches. Don't quote me on that. So it's slightly smaller, slightly smaller. You will get slightly less designs, but you can go onto the internet and you can purchase designs, download them onto a USB stick, plug them in, and you will be able to then use those purchased designs. You will not get Pro Stitcher Designer with your Pro Stitcher Lite. So that, in essence, pretty much is what Pro Stitcher Lite is. I will give you more information, bearing in mind we don't have pricing yet because we're international. I do not have a date for when it will be available because it has to be regulated through the Electronics WEEE Directive and the EMC Directive, which are European and UK standards.
So MK has confirmed that the Pro Stitcher Lite is only available for the Moxie and the Simply. And pricing hasn't even yet been established in the States, so we certainly don't know anything about pricing here.
No, exactly. And it has to go through all of our... because Handy Quilter are an international company that abides by all of the electrical standards for Australia, Europe, where are special standards? Obviously America.
Middle East, Far East.
And the Far East, because Japan has its own electrical standards. We have a testing company that is used throughout Europe. You will see on the back of all of the machines a company that has a sticker called Intertech. Intertech is an international testing company, and they have certification for all of the international standards. It's a really important thing. Now, this is something that not everybody knows. There is a way around testing standards, which is self-certification. We do not do self-certification. Handy Quilter do not do self-certification. If we were selling to, let's say, companies that only were, what am I saying? Not to consumers. If we were only selling to large, what's the word?
Business.
Commercial businesses. There are different standards. But we sell, a lot of our machines are sold to consumers. There are very, very specific regulations to protect consumers, understandably. And the electrical standards, EMC Directive, weirdly, way back in the day, my dad was involved in the computer industry and actually put together with the European Commission the electromagnetic compatibility standards with the European Commission. A very little known fact, that one, but actually he did. He was involved in the computer leasing industry in Europe. So I know quite a lot about that, as it happens. So it's very important that we protect people from those kind of things because electricity is something that you don't want to mess around with. So Handy Quilter is a good company and they don't self-certify. So that's why we have all those labels on the back and why our consumers are very well protected by Handy Quilter testing everything and using a good company like Intertech. There ends the lesson. So Moxies and Simplies will have Pro Stitcher Lite option. We'll let you know when it's all available and what the pricing is. And it's pretty exciting because it means all those customers who bought a Moxie will have the option of computerized quilting in the future. And we are so excited by the whole computerized stuff and what Pro Stitcher and Pro Stitcher Lite options offer to our customers. So other things I'd like to talk with you about today are Festival of Quilts. I'm going to read this bit out because Pete and I were talking about this earlier. Now, COVID has done some really rubbish things in terms of our ability to help, see, install, and do lots of things with our customers in the last year and a half. And there's been some really sad things happen for a lot of our customers. So none of the Handy Quilter people can now come to Festival of Quilts in 2021. Sadly, that includes Angela Walters, who was scheduled to do some teaching in our Handy Quilter classroom, which is organised by Immediate Media. Immediate Live. They changed their name, Immediate Live. As a result, there are now 2 new workshops, long arm stand-up workshops, which are being run on Thursday and Friday morning. They are being taken, given, delivered by our Handy Quilter ambassador and educator, Linda Jackson. Linda Jackson has stepped into the breach, which is wonderful. Thank you, Linda. They are on Mastering Rulers, which is a beginners to intermediate class for 3 hours. That's on the Thursday. And an intermediate to advanced class on feathers. So that's also for 3 hours. They are both £100. They include all of the resources, fabrics, tools, everything that you will need for a 3-hour class. There are only 6 people in the class. They are on our lovely Amaras. 6 people on the class with Linda Jackson. Beginners to intermediate and intermediate to advanced, but with 6 people, and it's Linda plus another person who is also an exceptionally good teacher / backup person. So even if you don't feel that you fit quite that criteria, I know that we will be able to help you. So do not delay. Book your class. If you're coming to Festival of Quilts and you think, oh, I have always wanted to learn feathers, come, please, come, book on that class. If you think you might like an Amara, come. This is a fantastic opportunity. We normally have 2 people per machine. You've got 1 person. That machine is yours for 3 hours. With a Handy Quilter ambassador. Let me tell you about what a Handy Quilter ambassador means. So I'm on the Handy Quilter website. This is handyquilter.com. Our Handy Quilter ambassadors, I'm reading off their website, are specially selected quilters and educators who use and promote our Handy Quilter brand and machines. They are amazing quilters and leaders in the art. We are proud to have them as spokespersons for our company. So there are listed 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 people in the entire world. And Linda is one of those people. On it, you've got Thomas Knauer, Telen Jeffrey, Suzanne Hyland, Sue Patton, Stuart Hillard, Pauline Burbage quilt, Linda Jackson quilt, Linda Poole, Laurie Tigner. Can you help me? Amazing. Will this be seen?
Yeah.
Laurie Tigner, amazing work of art.
So that's quilted and using Inktense pencils to provide the shading. And it's an absolutely fantastic piece that some of you may have seen if you've come to our showroom.
And I have shown it before on Handy Quilter Live. On Handy Quilter Live? Pinhole Quilting Live. That is taken from the V&A, the old palace at Bromley by Bow, and I'm absolutely still thrilled every time I see it because Laurie made it for Pete and I, and it is absolutely incredible.
So Linda's made the point that that's a very old quilt of hers. It is
I know.
Indeed. We know.
Oh gosh, I should have said that. That is old. But Linda won Best in World at the World Quilt Show in 2018. Correct me if I'm wrong. Kelly Klein, if you follow Vintage Quilts on Facebook, Kelly Klein is an exceptional quilter. And Kelly and Kimi Brunner were our 2 incredible teachers at our 2018 Academy. Joe Cunningham. And if you have not seen the Handy Quilter Live with Joe and Brenda Groltz and how Joe Cunningham uses Pro Stitcher and Pro Stitcher Designer, and you've got Pro Stitcher, you must, I'm going to say must, watch that. Helen Godden, sit down people, who is not inspired by Helen Godden. Debbie Cradaville, David Taylor. Gosh, who was I speaking to? David Taylor. Jacqueline, that we did the installation with, was in Houston in 2019. And I took a class with David Taylor, and she just had such a blast. He's amazing. Daphne Gregg, Charlotte Waugh, as was Charlotte Waugh Anderson, who's just been around forever and just does the most of. I've got 2 of her books. She does the most incredible pictorial quilts. Birgit Schuler, who won with the runner at Festival of Quilts with that incredible sprinter quilt. Anna Orduna. Now, she was a speaker at Handy Quilter Academy. Can't remember when, but you met Anna Orduna, didn't you?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, she's incredible, isn't she?
She's amazing.
She's amazing. Ali Alla. I don't know Ali Alla. I must look at Ali Alla. So, Linda Jackson, I mean, just up there, you know. This is a wonderful opportunity. And she, you know, the thing about Linda, do not listen to this. Linda has that unique ability to be able to go, right, this is how this person does feathers. This is how this person does feathers. She acknowledges how these feathers are like this. She has that ability to be able to remember how different people do things. And this is incredibly early. But the thing I remember about Linda was when Linda bought her machine, she bought a Grace frame, put it in her conservatory, and then realized very quickly, no, I need a long arm. And then she found this unit at this kind of, it was a place that was going to be for sort of small businesses and everything. And we were going to deliver it to her home. And she went, oh no, I've got this unit. So Alan went and installed it at this unit. And then it was like this. And I reckon, Linda, within 6 months, I knew you were going to be teaching for us. And I just asked you, didn't I? I said, would you be interested in doing some teaching? And I just knew. And then when you came to the dinner, Festival of Quilts, Kimmy was with us. Kimmy was doing some teaching. I don't think I've ever told you this. And she said to me afterwards, she's going to be good. There you go.
So, new classes available at Festival of Quilts just for Thursday and Friday. All of our other stand-up sessions on Thursday, Friday and Saturday are sold out. So these ones that are newly available probably won't last long. And Handy Quilter is the only company doing stand-up long-arm teaching sessions at this year's Festival of Quilts.
Absolutely. The only ones with stand-up long arms. Handy Quilter. Okay, so really important. If you want to get on those classes, sign up now. They are online now, apparently. I didn't check this morning. It was quite of a rush. We drove hours. 5 hours? 6 hours?
About 6 hours.
It's a busy day. And we found out en route. Oh, we were at Dumfries, weren't we? We were with Mary. And and you got the call. It was wonderful. About Patrick. Okay, so Festival of Quilts. A quick update on what we're doing at Festival of Quilts. We will be deciding. There's an announcement Monday morning, which today's Saturday. It's kind of difficult sometimes to remember. I need one of those clocks that tells me what day it is. We will be deciding on the final layout and products we're taking when the government has made its final announcement. Correct? So, I've done Grandad Pete, Baby Patrick, tick. Classes. We are running classes in September with Abigail. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that. Move the mug, move the glass, because I'm going to get out these quilts. I'm going to talk to you about those. So, is anybody watching? Have we got many people?
Over 50 people. That's not bad, considering we didn't do any advertising.
Yeah, we did. We were a bit rushed. It's been a busy time. Okay, so we've got classes coming up. Anybody who's had a new machine, we tried to sort of get as many people to come along to the last set of classes, but it was fairly late notice because obviously with the COVID restrictions, it's been kind of difficult to to catch up. And we totally understand if you are reluctant to come and visit us at this time. Plus, we've had people buy machines in Orkney and in the north, in Northern Ireland, and obviously we've got a lot of customers in the southwest of Ireland. You're not going to be coming over. In fact, I do admire, one of our customers who came over on the ferry from Ireland, and the whole time she was here, she was having to try and get a PCR test so she could get on the ferry back, and it was really hard work. So, credit to you for coming over. It's a really difficult thing to be traveling at the moment, and we know it's really, really hard. It's you've got to be dedicated to the cause, quite frankly. So hotels and everything are open all around here. It's fine. It's fine. But we know that stuff is changing. Things are changing, and it's up and down, isn't it? So we are looking, and I'm working with somebody on building something that maybe some of our customers can do remotely for our customers in the first stage. That would be really good, because it does mean, like Jacqueline up in Scotland, she's up in near Troon, and it's a long way to come. So leave that with me. I'm working on it. And that will give you a great opportunity to do the course material in the comfort of your own home. Alternatively, if you live in Redditch, as Judy, who, if you've seen the Facebook post of me using the stair lift, what a laugh that was. And gosh, it was a lot easier getting that Capri up the stairs than me carrying it, putting it on this chairlift. Brilliant idea. I quite fancy having some sort of Leonardo da Vinci winch system to get things upstairs in the future. That really was great. But so when Judy, who's up in Redditch, it's easy enough for her just to pop down, then that's great. Those classes, September. But I'll be announcing them, and they'll be up on the website shortly. You will be able to book in for your machine, and we've got everything laid out here already. We wear Brittany. I'm not sure I want to use that expression anymore. I'm going to be wearing little Mike. Abigail does the same. We have one for Pete, and we have little speaker, and everybody can hear really well. We can talk like normally, like this kind of mic. I hope this isn't making too many noises. Pete mic me up. I'm not sure he's got that quite right. There we go. So September, if all the places sell, we'll run some more again in October or November. Plus, really, really exciting, Linda and I are talking about a 4-day event. It will be a 4-day event. Like, you will book for 4 days. It will be along the lines of whole cloth design, stitching out your whole cloth, feathers and a rulers. How does that sound? Or was it Phil's? Anyway, first week in October, dates to be confirmed, content to be confirmed, pricing to be confirmed. If you think that sounds interesting, post on Facebook now. Yes, Linda's 4-day ambassador event, I'd be in. Just post it now. Yeah, sounds great. Linda's event. Yep. We'll post it afterwards. Tell me, because it's a big deal for us to do that. So what does it mean? What does Linda's 4-day event comprise? What's different about it from an ordinary event? I'll tell you. So what's different is basically how we ran lorries was a little different to what I'm thinking this time. So how it would work, it would be here. It would be here, everything set up here. We'd probably try and get in I'd probably try and get 14 people, because we can do it internal, numbers wise, it's fine. So it'd be Linda running it, me, probably Abigail in support, Pete on tech support. We'd have the big screen, so Linda can do literally, like we do for all the foundation, stitch along. So we've got the big screen, Linda does a live demo, you do follow along, drawing demos, with the iPad so that you can watch her and you draw along. Lunch is catered for. Local hotel, we can do some recommendations. We try and get everybody to stay locally in the same hotel. So there's a bit of a buzz about it. You meet up in the evenings. We coordinate that, so you tell us if you want to stay locally, which evenings you want to eat together. We coordinate that for you. So there's a lovely kind of buzz about it. If it's October, if the weather's nice, we've got a lovely grassy spot out here. We take the tables outside if it's nice weather. Otherwise, you eat in here. We've got the sofas and everything. It's a real coming together of like-minded people, and it's just really nice. And we don't have to rent a hotel to put all the machines in.
And there's already lots of people saying that they're excited by the thought of Linda's 4-day ambassador event, which is great. And there's also some love for the idea of, for those people who are either immunosuppressed or physically, geographically distant, for the sort of remote training options as well.
Wonderful.
So we've got lots of ideas. It's just a question of putting them all into practice.
We got no shortage of ideas. We've always got ideas. Always. We are creative people. So we've always got ideas. Fantastic. Well, we will work on that basis. Sounds good. Excellent. My to-do list gets longer. I'm going to have to go on to 3 pages. Okay, sounds good. Blog post, I'm going to post some of those lovely photos from Scotland. I'll share some of that with you. Right, other things I was going to talk with you about. Wanted to share with you, so some of the classes we're doing in September. When people have done their foundation, they kind of go, what do I do next? So this is not talking about Linda's thing here now, because we've talked about that, but as Linda said, that was ages ago. She's moved on a little bit from there, I can tell you now. So Laurie's thing, just to remind you, that was Laurie's. That was Inktense. That's mine. You don't want to see that stuff. That's just me. But the kind of thing that we've done in the past with our wonderful, that was Carly. And you've seen Carly's doing some wonderful things online. I just wanted to remind you that there are, people like Carly out there. That's just, rulers, feathers and fills. So when Abigail and I are doing our foundation, and I'm just going to get rid of this was just a messy play around, but this is the kind of thing we talk about. We talk about using thread weight to create different effects. So I've got this sample here. I'm going to have to redo this one because it's a bit, right, 40 weight glide, 60 weight glide. So 40 weight on the rulers, 60 weight on the feathers, that's on an Amara, using Cindy Needham stencil. So this is a rulers, feathers and fills class sample that I'm going to redo, promise. This is a rulers, feathers and fills sample that Abigail did, showing the bottom half, no fill, the top half. Let's fill it in. Add some swirls, all done using one ruler, the oval ruler. One ruler. Amazing. Right. Put it that way up. You can't actually tell which way around it is. Rulers, feathers and fills class sample. On the top, so from the top to the bottom, you've got mini scallop up here, starting from your right, this side, no fill, and then from the middle out, lots of fill, scribble, mini stipple, and then on the far left, you've got a little bit of fill. Second line, we've got the handy versatile. Third line, point and curve, mini scallop. Fourth line, mini versatile using the what's it called? I think I need caffeine in that coffee, actually.
You shouldn't have had that decaffeinated.
Yeah, I shouldn't.
Which one are you looking at?
Fourth line down. What's it called? Chevron. Chevron with your favourite. What's it called? I'm going to have to hold it like this.
Oh, that one there. Oh, yes, with ribbon candy.
Ribbon candy. Mini.
Can't get your words out.
I think I need caffeine. This one is mini scallop. This is versatile. This is mini scallop. This is versatile mini scallop. All right, I'm not doing that without a little tagline on it. Okay, next time. This is, again, this is Rulers, Feathers and Fills. I use this is a Debbie Brown class, but actually I use it just to show you that this is a Fills class sample now, but it was a Debbie Brown class.
So there's lots of different fills on there, which you can actually see better on the back.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Okay. So Rulers, Feathers and Fills. This is a good one. Rulers, Feathers and Fills class. Oval, mini oval, and mini oval. Okay, that's the kind of thing you do after your foundation. It's what we're offering in September. So please, do have a look at that. Book it with for your machine option. This is versatile. That was a Debbie Brown class that we ran at Festival of Quilts. But again, it's a nice class sample for what can be done during that class. We just pull these out and people can have them as a bit of inspiration. We take you through specific example. And one of the things I know when I was discussing the Rulers class and the Feathers class with Linda for Festival, I just want to run through that with you and to just encourage those of you who are coming to Festival on Thursday or Friday. And there are class spaces on Sunday morning, which is, I know, not a popular time. But heavens above, Sunday morning, Festival of Quilts, there are spaces left with Linda on Sunday morning on her stand-up long arm class on the Amaras. If you're not doing anything else, there are not many people going to Festival on that Sunday morning. What a great opportunity. £100, practically one-on-one with Linda Jackson. Come along. I can't remember whether it's Rulers or the Feathers, but either way, Linda's going to help you look at a ruler, dissect it in terms of what do those markings mean, and she'll take you through how to use those rulers. And then towards the end, we're going to use the echo. I say we, she. I'm going to be on the stand. I wish I was going to do in the class. I might swap with Pete actually. I'm going to be Rulers. I'm going to be Linda's backup in the classroom. I think I'm going to be using an Amara, taking the class, because we're going to get the echo feet out. I'm saying we're going to get the echo feet out and have a play with the rulers using the echo feet to see how they change and how you can use a ruler with the echo feet and see the impact of using the echo feet with the ruler. Take a ruler you've got and transform it with the echo feet as well. Come along. Festival of Quilts, long arm, Amara. Let's have some fun. You're going to learn a ton. So that's that blog post. I'm going to send you a link using the email newsletter when it's up. This will be on YouTube as well for those of you who don't like Facebook. What else was there? Oh, I think we're nearly there, Pete. Anything else you want to add? There's no special offers this week because we're waiting for Festival of Quilts because we're going to have some really great offers for Festival of Quilts. We're going to save it all for that. So we don't want to give any deals yet because it's going to be great. Oh, second user, pre-loved machines. There are, now I'm back. We've got some, tell us about what's available.
Coming in this week, we've got somebody who's upgrading to an Amara. She has a Simply 16, which is just a few years old, which was serviced by us just 2 months ago. which will be available to be purchased with a brand new little foot frame, for example.
Yes.
We've got some other machines also coming up for second user machines from other customers who are upgrading.
Yep. So email us if you're interested. Tell us what you're interested in, because honestly, we had a customer bring in a machine for a service. And they've been telling us that they're interested in upgrading a very old Avante. And I think they're going to buy one of the ones that's come in. And it hasn't been advertised. This is what happens, you see. I thought of something else. The football.
Football!
Hey! Shall I finish on the football?
Why not? It seems appropriate. Soccer for the Americans. Online.
Soccer. Footy. So, the good news is, we were up in Scotland, where obviously the football isn't quite as important anymore. We managed to change our 6-course dinner menu to the Thursday. And so we got our phone and we were watching it surreptitiously at the dinner table on a tiny screen. And then we managed to get upstairs and watch the rest of it. So we were able to cheer England on, which was great. Wasn't it good? Wasn't it good? Pete is half Italian. Hey!
So for those people not interested in football, this is the European Championships, and the final is going to be contested tomorrow between England and Italy. So I have a foot in both camps. I can't lose.
He can't lose. He did actually have a sweepstake was it with your cricket team?
Yes.
With the cricket team for Denmark. So, you know, he was on a win-win-win. So all I'm going to say is, Forza Italia. That means good luck, Italy. And good luck, England. And may the best team win. On that note, I wish you all the best, whoever you may be sporting, and whichever sport. And we look forward to catching up with you later in the week. Please do let us know whatever else you'd like us to do, whether it be in festival quilts, education, or whatever it is. Do tell us. And we'll catch up with you soon. All the best. Have a great week. Bye now.